the lease I wasn't supposed to find. I found the lease the way you find a bruise, by touching where you didn't think there was pain. It was in a blue folder on the top shelf of our bedroom closet, slipped behind an old shoe box labeled ski gloves, even though we hate skiing. The date was 4 months ago. The address wasn't ours. The tenant's name was not Maya's, not mine, but a neat alias I recognized from her burner email. M. Lane. The landlord's signature had the casual confidence of someone who never expects to be read carefully. I stood on the chair with the folder open and the word sublet whispering like a rumor. The rent wasn't cheap, even for this city. The deposit was a boast. A key card was taped to the back page with blue painter's tape, like a child's art project, like a dare. I heard the front door and the rustle of a bag, the clink of glass on counter. Maya's timing is always theater. "Babe," she called, bright enough to pass inspection. "I got the good olives, and that stupid Spanish cheese you pretend not to like and then eat all of." I slid the folder closed and put it back where it belonged among the secrets. When I stepped down, my heart did that double kick it does when the ground decides to be farther away. "In the kitchen," I said, because true statements are a kind of religion. She had the city on her skin the way she gets when she slept 3 hours and made 12 decisions that change something other people will pretend changed itself. Her dress was black and not patient. Her hair was up for business but with strands down for accidents. She glanced at my face the way a doctor checks a chart. She knows my tells. I know hers. "You look like a verdict," she said lightly. "Should I worry or undress?" "Don't make me choose when I'm on one foot," I said, leaning on the island. "How was the board call?" "Cathedral Acoustics," she said, unwrapping the cheese. Everyone whispered their doubts like prayers. Then Grayson's people sent over revised language. It's a collage of apologies stapled to a liability waiver. "Sounds devotional." "It sounds like he wants us to kneel." "I'm going to stand," she said, and then, softer, "with you." We ate standing. She fed me an olive as if I'd earned it at trial. I washed my hands to give them something to do. In the sink, a lipstick half-moon decorated a highball glass. Different shade tonight, richer, more certain. The curve was too high for Maya's lower lip. The thought arrived and refused to leave. I held the glass. She saw me see it and didn't look away. "Leela came up while you were at the gym," she said, as if narrating weather. "She tried on 3 of my dresses, told me to stop being brave only in boardrooms, and left her mouth on a glass because she thinks she's a movie." "Did she also leave a key card taped to a lease?" I asked, because I am careful with timing until I'm not. Maya didn't flinch. She closed her eyes like a curtain. When she opened them, she was fully on stage. "So you climbed," she said. "I dusted." "And you found it." "I found it." She wiped her fingers on a linen towel that cost more than truth sometimes does. "Then ask me the question you brought down from the closet with you." "Whose place is it?" I said. "And why is your name not your name?" "It's mine," she said. "It's ours." "That pronoun enjoys a twist," I said, but gently. She stepped closer. "It's a room I can drag fire into without burning our bed," she said. "A room to meet sources, to store copies of documents no one wants to exist, to kill the parts of donations that come with handcuffs. It's where Sparrow fell asleep 2 nights ago after he finished reading me 3 affidavits and a text from a contractor who thinks floodplains are fictional. It's where I go when I can't ask you to carry what I'm carrying without making you complicit." "And the name?" "Because landlords love plausible deniability," she said. "And because sometimes I like being a version of myself that doesn't owe anyone the whole story." I wanted to be grateful. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to be her accomplice, and I wanted a map. All those wants crowded the kitchen like guests who refused to leave at a decent hour. "You could have told me," I said, and my voice made the floor honest. "I should have," she said, "but the first rule of the room is, we don't put it at risk with romance." "I'm not only a romance," I said. "I know," she said, palm on my chest where the old bike scar rises like a question. "You're also a locksmith. You love doors until they confess." "Is that what you want tonight, a confession?" I asked. "I want you to come see it," she said, "and then I want you to tell me if you can love me in it." We left the lights as if we were being watched by a polite thief. On the elevator, she took my hand and pressed it to the small of her back, the place she likes me to steer. She wore the kind of mischief that can only be defended by results. The sublet was 6 blocks away in a building that used to be a printing press and now printed money. The hallway smelled like lemon and old paper. She swiped the key card. The door opened with hotel discretion. Inside, a couch that didn't ask questions, a table with a ring where someone set down something cold and decided to forget, a wall of books that were alibis. A mirror leaned against a brick wall at a tilt that made honesty look flattering. A single lamp lit the room like a witness that fears perjury. The window watched the river. On the table, another blue folder, a bottle of water, a bar of dark chocolate bitten into like a signature. A jacket I recognized as Sparrow's too small blazer hung on the back of a chair like it had given up. "This is where you go," I said. It wasn't a question. "This is where I don't go to prison," she said, half smile, full truth. I walked to the mirror. In it, we looked like beautiful suspects. "What's the second rule of the room?" "Don't look away from ugly," she said. "And the third?" "Make ugly useful." I turned. Was Leela here? "Once," she said, "to tell me she has regrets that dress themselves as advice, to ask me to run when I should stand, to cry without messing up her eyeliner. She left her mouth on our glass and said she felt better." And Rhea. Maya's mouth did that not smile thing I only see when she wants to be both kind and accurate. Rhea helped me find this room. She knows the gentleman who owns the building. She knows where the air pockets are. She hasn't been inside. There are lines even she knows not to cross. "She sent me a message," I said. "Earlier, alias Finch, keep your windows open, he hates fresh air." Maya shook her head. "Grayson hates sunlight more than oxygen," she said. "But yes, let's open the window." We did. The city leaned in. The river pretended innocence. A gust lifted the papers and then set them down gently, like a rehearsal. She came to me then, slow as law. The room became small the way rooms do when the only important geography is between two people. She unbuttoned my shirt along a line she'd memorized. I peeled the zipper of her dress like learning a word in a new language. We were deliberate, we were quiet. We were the volume people use in church when they believe. The mirror kept our secret by framing it well. When she climbed over me on the couch, knees pressed into cushions that will never testify, she said, "Say the thing." "Honeysuckle," I said, and she smiled with her eyes closed, like a switch being flipped in a city substation. We didn't rush, we didn't hide, we didn't perform for a gallery that wasn't invited. Her hands were verdicts, mine were appeals. The couch squeaked once, a civic objection. We ignored it. After, the room returned to its dimensions. Our breaths learned to walk again. "We're not cheating," she said into my throat, as if rehearsing for a cross. "We're building a place for our honesty to live." "I know," I said, "but I needed to come here and know it." We lay there until the lamp decided it wanted to be romantic and flickered. She got up and padded to the table, took a document, and handed it to me. It was a draft of an announcement. The Foundation declining Grayson's gift pending independent flood studies and a revised agreement that didn't use God as legal cover. "Tomorrow?" I asked. "Tomorrow," she said, "and he'll hate me, and he'll try to hate you to punish me." "I look good in hate," I said. "It's slimming." She smirked and then didn't because the room had work to do. "There's another thing," she said. "A text came for you on the way here. Your phone buzzed in my bag. Unknown number." I held out my hand. She gave me the phone. The message read, 12:06, "Bring your locksmith. F." "Finch again," I said. "Same building." "Same floor as Grayson's suite when he throws his parties," she said. "He rents the corner room with the piano and the view of indulgence." "We're going?" I asked. "We're going," she said. We buttoned up like conspirators who know glamour is armor. On 12, the carpet smelled like money getting massaged. Room 1206 opened to our knock with the kind of slowness that suggests intention. Rhea waited inside in a dress that could accuse and absolve in the same breath. Sparrow stood by the window holding a phone like a badge. "Don't hate me," Rhea said to Maya, unreadable. "I had to make a copy." "The waiver?" Maya asked. "And his side letters," Rhea said, lifting a folder. "He promised the city permitting favors in exchange for nomming rights to our food program. He wrote it like poetry. Bad poetry." "Proof?" I asked. "Signatures," Sparrow said, showing the photo. "And a voice memo where he calls the river dramatic." Maya didn't sit. She read standing the way generals sign. The room watched her decide. Rhea watched me watching her. It felt like falling and like a landing. "You did the right thing," Maya told Rhea, not smiling. "And the wrong way. If we live, I'll say thank you. If we die, I'll say your name slowly." Rhea nodded, a private flinch. "I can live with that." Sparrow pocketed his phone. "I'll schedule the piece for 11:59, he said. "Unless your board folds, in which case 11:58. "We won't fold," Maya said. "We'll bend into a weapon." We left 12:06 with the city under us like a witness in a good mood. In the elevator, Maya leaned into me, head on my shoulder, as if the floor numbers were a lullaby. "Do you trust me?" she asked, not playful. "I trust the part of you that signs her name and the part that doesn't," I said. "The rest of you I love even when I hate it." "I'll accept that," she said softly. At the board the next morning, the cedar room smelled like lemon and decision. The chair opened his hands like a compromise. Grayson arrived late, wearing inevitability the way others wear cologne. Rhea sat in the back again, a citizen now, not an emissary. Sparrow drank terrible coffee in the hall. Maya made the motion. She cut the air into pieces with her words and then assembled the pieces into a bridge. She didn't say Grayson's name. She said the rivers 3 times. When the vote happened, it scraped by, 4-3. The abstainer cried a little in relief and said it was allergies. Grayson smiled like a small god sizing up a storm. "You've made a mistake," he said. "It's our favorite kind," Maya said. "The survivable kind." He left without slamming anything, which is its own violence. That night, the fundraiser was a study in posture. Maya declined his gift with a sentence clean enough to eat off. The audience did the thing crowds do when they can feel themselves getting better. They applauded like they could keep that version. At midnight, Sparrow's piece landed. By 2 a.m., 3 more outlets quoted it poorly but accurately. At 3, our doorbell rang. I was awake. The city had given up on sleep hours earlier. Rhea stood on our mat in a trench coat that made drama feel underdressed. Her eyes were bright the way windows are in storms. "I'm not here to be a plot twist," she said. "I'm here to say I'm sorry for the key card in the lease. I suggested the alias before you did. I wanted to give you a way to lie in a room where lying saved you." "You didn't," Maya said. "You gave me a way to tell the truth without breaking our bed." Rhea looked at me. I felt the weight of a story we didn't have to live. She could have been mine in another decade, another city where ambition drank slower. I could have been hers. We were. That ache was clean. The kind you carry without bleeding. "Grayson will hurt," she said. "He'll throw gossip like rocks. He'll say I slept with you." She nodded at me, almost amused. "He'll say you slept with me to get the documents." "Let him," Maya said. "We'll wear shoes." Rhea breathed out, something like relief and something like grief braided. "The lease was smart," she said. "Rooms save people, even when they're only big enough for two." When she left, the hallway smelled like rain. Maya pressed the door closed and turned the deadbolt like a seal. "Do you want to go to the other room?" I asked. "Not tonight," she said, stepping into me, robe slipping, the city lighting her like it owed us. "Tonight, I want to be in the bed our secrets don't have to burn." We made love like people who had won a small war and knew another was scheduled. It wasn't pretty, it was precise. Her hand found my scar and named it. My mouth found her breath and kept it. When we were done, the river made its patient noise. The mirror in our room reflected only what we let it. In the morning, the chair's email arrived. Amendments adopted, gift declined, public statement at 10. Sparrow sent a crow. Layla, true to form, sent a selfie with lips and a caption the internet would argue about. Rhea sent a photo of the bridge and beneath it, fresh air. We walked to the sublet later, to close a window, to check a lock, to leave 2 toothbrushes where none had been. On the way, Maya slid her hand into my back pocket like a claim. "You still jealous?" she asked. "Of the room," I said, "a little." "Of Rhea," she said. "Of the country you lived in before I had a passport," I said. "But I'm learning the language." She kissed my jaw, approval and appetite in the same press. "Here's a new word," she said. "Home." We opened the door to the room we weren't supposed to have. It smelled like paper and possibility. I put the key card on the table next to the chocolate. Maya picked up a pen and wrote our real names on a post-it and stuck it on the inside of the lamp where no one would think to look. Locks are habits, rooms are choices, love is both. We kept the lease. We kept the bed. We kept our mouths honest by giving them somewhere to speak. And when the city asked us again to choose between being clean and being congratulated, we chose the thing that would let us sleep, even if it meant sleeping less.